The relationship between Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, and Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, has been a subject of intrigue, suspicion, and controversy ever since Trump entered the political arena. From the very beginning of his campaign for the presidency in 2016, Trump's rhetoric and policies appeared to align in ways that raised eyebrows, particularly when it came to his favorable stance on Putin and Russia. However, over the years, this relationship has taken on an increasingly complex and disturbing dynamic, particularly when one examines the statements and actions of both leaders in recent times. In the wake of the 2020 election, as Trump faced mounting legal and political challenges, Vladimir Putin's comments about Trump's safety sparked renewed interest in the nature of their bond. During a recent press conference, Putin made a chilling remark, suggesting that Trump, whom he repeatedly characterized as being treated unfairly in the U.S., may not be safe due to assassination attempts and the political persecution he faces. This statement was not just an expression of sympathy or a critique of the U.S. political system. It was a direct and subtle threat. Putin, who has long used a mixture of charm and intimidation to maintain control both at home and abroad, seemed to be sending a message to Trump. But what exactly was Putin trying to convey, and what are the broader implications for the U.S. political landscape? This video seeks to unravel the complexities of the Putin-Trump relationship, exploring how Putin has, over the years, managed to exert a level of influence over Trump that has raised serious concerns about the former president's allegiances and his vulnerability to foreign manipulation. By examining the evidence, ranging from Putin's public comments to his manipulation of Russian media, Trump's cabinet appointments, and the ongoing geopolitical maneuvering in Syria, we will explore how Putin might be pulling the strings of one of America's most controversial political figures. Historical context: Russia, Trump, and the geopolitical chessboard. To understand how Vladimir Putin might exert power over Donald Trump, it is essential to grasp the historical and geopolitical context. The relationship between Russia and the United States has long been defined by tension, mistrust, and rivalry. Following the Cold War, the U.S. and Russia entered a new phase of interaction, marked by uneasy diplomacy and fluctuating cooperation on issues like arms control and counterterrorism. However, the advent of Vladimir Putin's leadership in the late 1990s saw a shift in Russia's approach to international relations. Putin's regime has consistently sought to reassert Russian influence on the world stage, particularly through destabilizing efforts aimed at undermining Western institutions, including the European Union and NATO. When Donald Trump first announced his candidacy for president in 2015, his rhetoric about Putin was notably more positive than that of his rivals. Trump famously praised Putin's leadership style and even seemed to downplay Russian interference in American elections. His repeated admiration for the Russian leader raised eyebrows within both the Democratic and Republican parties. Analysts and intelligence officials began to ask, was Trump's positive view of Putin genuine, or was it part of a broader strategy of appeasement? As Trump's campaign gained momentum and eventually secured him the presidency, the nature of his relationship with Putin became a matter of intense scrutiny. Throughout Trump's time in office, his actions toward Russia were often described as conciliatory, particularly when compared to the policies of previous administrations. The imposition of sanctions on Russia was often met with resistance, and Trump's hesitancy to criticize Putin directly raised further questions about his motivations. By the time Trump left office, the U.S.-Russia relationship had become one of the most divisive topics in American politics. Accusations of collusion and the alleged Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. election led to an investigation by Special Counsel Robert Mueller. While the investigation did not find conclusive evidence that Trump directly colluded with Russia, it highlighted the extensive contacts between Trump's associates and individuals with ties to the Russian government. The enduring questions about Trump's loyalties and his seeming reluctance to confront Putin have lingered long after his departure from the White House. But as the years go on, the question remains, did Putin successfully gain leverage over Trump? Or was Trump simply playing a different game, one that aligned with Russia's interests? Putin's recent comments, a thinly veiled threat. The recent statements made by Vladimir Putin regarding Donald Trump's safety further illuminate the extent of the relationship between the two leaders. In a press conference, Putin remarked that Trump had been treated unfairly by political forces in the United States. He cited multiple assassination attempts against Trump, seemingly acknowledging the threat to the former president's life. Putin's language was carefully chosen, designed to evoke a sense of empathy, while also implying that the political system in the U.S. had become so uncivilized that it had resorted to attacking not only Trump but also his family. Putin's suggestion that Trump is not safe was particularly significant. While it was not a direct threat, it conveyed a clear message. Putin is aware of the peril Trump faces, and he might be in a position to offer a form of protection or control. The timing of this statement, coming at a time when Trump was facing intense political pressure and multiple legal challenges, suggests that Putin could be attempting to maintain influence over the former president, perhaps as leverage for future political calculations. Furthermore, this comment came on the heels of a broader campaign by Russian state media to ridicule and mock Trump. Russian television programs, often controlled or influenced by the Kremlin, have repeatedly aired images of Melania Trump in compromising or mocking contexts, further undermining Trump's public image. This mockery serves not only to degrade Trump but also to remind him of Russia's power to shape global narratives. The use of media to subtly manipulate political figures is a hallmark of Putin's strategy, and it is clear that Trump has not been immune to this tactic. By using both veiled threats and public ridicule, Putin sends a message to Trump and the American public alike. Russia is watching, and it has the means to shape the narrative surrounding Trump's political future. Russian media's role: mockery and manipulation. In addition to Putin's direct comments, Russian media has played a pivotal role in shaping public perceptions of Donald Trump. State-controlled outlets in Russia have been keen to mock Trump, often showing images of Melania Trump in a manner designed to provoke laughter and scorn. These images, sometimes featuring Melania in provocative or embarrassing settings, are used as a tool to diminish her and, by extension, her husband's political standing. But the ridicule goes beyond mere mockery. It serves a deeper purpose: to remind Trump of the power dynamics at play. By using Russian media as a platform to humiliate Trump and his family, Putin is not only undermining the Trump brand, but also asserting Russia's ability to control the narrative around American political figures. This tactic can be seen as a subtle form of psychological manipulation, with Putin reminding Trump that he is not beyond the reach of Russian influence. Moreover, this media campaign is not limited to mockery. Russian outlets have also highlighted Trump's perceived sympathies toward Russia and his apparent admiration for Putin. This further complicates the narrative surrounding Trump's relationship with Russia, as it creates a sense of confusion and uncertainty for both his supporters and his critics. Putin's ability to manipulate media outlets to serve his political goals is a testament to his mastery of both hard and soft power. As we examine the ways in which Vladimir Putin may hold power over Donald Trump, it becomes clear that their relationship is far from conventional. Through a combination of veiled threats, media manipulation, and strategic political alliances, Putin has been able to influence the course of American politics in ways that have significant implications for U.S. foreign policy and national security. Trump's reluctance to confront Putin directly, his appointments of pro-Russian individuals to key positions, and the ongoing geopolitical consequences of his policies all point to a complex web of influence that extends beyond the borders of the United States. This influence is not limited to formal political structures. It extends into the realms of media, social networks, and public perception, where Putin has leveraged his control to shape narratives and destabilize democratic institutions. The questions surrounding Trump's ties to Russia are not just about one man or one administration. They are part of a larger pattern of foreign interference that threatens to undermine the integrity of American democracy. In the end, the question remains: is Trump truly a puppet of Vladimir Putin, Or is he simply a political figure who shares a vision that aligns with Russia's interests? Either way, the consequences of this relationship are profound, and they will likely continue to shape global politics for years to come. The United States must remain vigilant in the face of foreign influence, as the cost of complacency may be higher than we realize.